how you grew up with your dad being a coach. Did you always want to be a quarterback? And if so, what other positions did you play? And if not, what kind of was the reason why you picked quarterback to be the position you wanted to play?
Well, I didn't pick quarterback. I got to my first Pee Wee practice, and the coach at the time, Coach Sam Smathers, I still see him all the time when I go back home, and he basically just asked me if I wanted to be quarterback. And I said, no, not really. But then he was like, well, you're going to be quarterback. Too bad.
And if you weren't a quarterback, what position would you play?
I wanted to be a running back or a receiver. I don't know why. I guess I thought in Pee Wee football we weren't going to throw the ball very much, so I wanted to have the ball in my hand. Obviously, I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. This is my career. I don't know if I'd be an NFL wide receiver. That's probably a pipe dream, but I can play quarterback pretty well.
There's a very important truth in what Joe Burrow said there. So many careers are made or destroyed preemptively by where players get pigeonholed the first time they show up to play football, Peter.
Mike, I've got a great tease for you. In my column on Monday, I had lunch with Jimmy Burrow, Joe's dad, in the Plains, Ohio this week, a suburb of Athens, at Ohio University. But and we talked about Joe's sort of athletic history as a kid. And you'll be really, really surprised at, the path that he took. Because when he was in middle school, there was no indication or very little indication that he was going to be a quarterback. But you'll get a kick out of that. I hate to tease it, but you'll read that in my column on Monday.
Coming Monday on ProFootballTalk.com, you'll see it as the main headline all morning long, Peter King's Football Morning in America. Best Super Bowl 56 storylines, Peter. What do you got? You're up first.
I'll take number one. I'll take Joe Burrow's ascension with a win into the quarterback pantheon. I mean, right now, Mike, I think probably most people would say, in some order, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, then a line of demarcation, then Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and look, obviously Aaron Rodgers, but I'm talking about for the next 10 years. And the NFL's in great quarterback shape for the next 10 years. But I think Joe Burrow wins this game. He gets right up there in the pantheon with Mahomes and Josh Allen.
For me, it's the potential of the Matthew Stafford Career Achievement Award. He's been around since 2009. Peter, my first trip to NBC on a Sunday afternoon was the day that he worked his way back into the game against the Browns and threw the touchdown pass to win the game. And the room exploded, and I think we all thought, hey, this guy's going to be pretty good. Maybe he is going to reverse the curse of Bobby Lane. Spoiler alert, he did not. But in his first year with the Rams, he's on the brink of a Super Bowl. He's in the Super Bowl. He's on the brink of the victory 13 years after entering the league. This is his opportunity to get to where we thought he was going to be a long time ago.
The next storyline for me, Mike, would be the Bengals, who have been alive for 54 years. I think I'm right. They were born in 1968. The brainchild of Paul Brown, bitter that he had been driven out by Art Modell in Cleveland. So he went 270 miles to the southwest, and he invented a new franchise in Cincinnati, this burgeoning sports city with a big red machine owning everything. But at that time, there was no great sports history necessarily in Cincinnati, as great as it was going to be in the next few years. And the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. And for the Bengals to finally have a chance to win one in such a stunning bit of quickness, I just think would be an incredible storyline.
I'm kind of sticking with the Rams here, but it also applies to the Bengals. Aaron Donald and his opportunity to finally get a Super Bowl victory after what will be his second Super Bowl game, combined with the Bengals' ability to stop him. 9 sacks allowed of Joe Burrow in the divisional round win over the Titans. Last week we saw Burrow escape sacks multiple times. Can Donald get through that line and get home. We saw the speech that Aaron Donald gave when things were going poorly against the 49ers on Sunday. Can he lift this team and lift himself to his first Super Bowl victory? Best storylines for the 56th Super Bowl, today's draft. There are the first two rounds. Peter, round 3, you are away.
You know, I will say that it's a weird and sort of esoteric one, but it's the young coach storyline. You've got two coaches under the age of 40. You've got the NFL being in love with the Sean McVay tree. How crazy is it, Mike? Tell me, how crazy is it that the Sean McVay tree has been more productive and more fruitful than the Bill Belichick tree? Tell me that. How bizarre,
unbelievable,
how totally, absolutely bizarre is it? And it's true. That's my third storyline of the week.
And that's a great one. I hadn't really thought of that, but you do have a guy who, Super Bowl 53, was working for Sean McVay, who is now facing Sean McVay when McVay gets back. I'm going with how many day? How many Bengals fans are going to be at SoFi Stadium? I'm fascinated by that angle because, look, we know the Super Bowl crowd is kind of wine and cheese, but still, there are fans who will make the trek. There are fans who will take over a city, take over a stadium. I remember being in New York for Super Bowl 48, Broncos, Seahawks. And I remember the night before the game thinking, holy crap, the Seahawks are going to win, because we thought the Broncos would win. The Seahawks fans were everywhere. And I have a feeling, Peter, when we get out to L.A., there is going to be a huge contingent as the week unfolds of more and more and more Bengals fans, and I think they are going to be loud and they are going to be present. They're not going to maybe take over the stadium like the 49ers did, but I think it's going to be a factor.
When I got to Cincinnati on Monday evening, I turned on one of the newscasts. The first 34 minutes of the newscast, first 34 minutes, all Bengals with 2 weather reports spliced in. The Bengals will be represented in L.A.
Hey, Cincinnati TV stations, stay out of our turf. We don't talk about your news. Don't talk about our sport.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.